6 months after my divorce. I was very alone and I felt like I needed physical affirmation from a man. So what was the easiest thing to do was to go on a dating app and find someone. I knew that we would just be physically intimate one time, never see each other again. We hooked up, and 2 weeks later, I knew something was different. I drove to the store and I got the pregnancy test. When I looked at that stick and it said pregnant, I took 6 more. I reached out to the father, said we had to talk. He replied back with 2 questions. 1, are you pregnant? 2, are you okay? I said yes and no. He proceeded to say to me, well, obviously, you'll get an abortion. No responsible adult would bring a child into this world from this situation. I called my OBGYN and I told her that I'm going to terminate the pregnancy. And she said, Laura, wait. All I ask is that you call this number. I called and it was Program Alternatives. And I was in distress. I could barely catch my breath. The weight of the world was on my shoulders and I had no one to lean on. And this soft-spoken woman answered the phone. The second I heard her voice was the first time I didn't feel alone anymore. She listened. She said, we are here for you. You don't have to go through this alone. We are here for you. And said, you don't write that child's story. God will. And that was the moment I knew that this child was meant to be here. I knew I was going to keep the child. So at 35 weeks, it was an emergency C-section. But when that little man was placed in my arm, my heart was complete. God gave me the strength I needed to be able to go through with the pregnancy. But most importantly, God blessed me with alternatives who walked that entire pregnancy with me. If alternatives wasn't there, my little baby wouldn't be here today. That I was gonna get to see him grow up. That I would get to kiss him every single night before bed and tell him that I love him. That was the greatest feeling in the world. Every day I get to experience that great feeling. Every day.